for 3 days. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit from November 29th through December 1st for 20% off everything store-wide. Brown's has all your favorite brands, plus Lincoln's largest selection of Uggs, which makes the perfect Christmas gift. And speaking of stocking stuffers, buy 3 Smart Wool socks, get 1 free during the extended Black Friday sale from November 29th through December 1st at Brown Shoe Fit, 6060Q in Lincoln. Nebraska's Christmas Light Show is back and bigger than ever. The Magical Lights of Lincoln Christmas Show runs from Black Friday through New Year's Eve at Sandhills Global Event Center. Bring the family for a show they'll never forget, featuring over 1.5 million lights. Cost is $25 per vehicle from Monday through Thursday, $30 on Friday and Saturday, and also $30 on Christmas Eve and day. Purchase your tickets online today at ChristmasLightsInLincoln.com and get ready to experience a drive-through light show like you've never seen before.
Hey, Nebraska football fans, it's defensive lineman Ty Robinson, and I've got a winning play for you with Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical. Team up with Action and install a new Bradford white water heater in your home. And if we win the conference championship this season, you'll get a full refund. Don't fumble this opportunity. Sack your old water heater this season and score big with Action. Visit actionlincoln.com/Huskers to learn more.
Promotion valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hard work. It's what drives Nebraska. It defines our strength. Men like you live it every day. But sometimes living up to those expectations can be overwhelming. If you're struggling, call or text 988. You'll get skilled, caring support 24/7. Live up to a different kind of strength. The strength to ask for help. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for 3. And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome in a Tuesday show here during On the Block. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland, Ellie's on the board with you for the next couple hours, brought to you by the great people at NEBCO. Constructors is looking specifically for mechanics right now. They've got some other openings, but if you are a mechanic looking to switch things up, start a new career, we highly recommend the folks at NEBCO. They've been in business since 1908. Nebraska's oldest paving company, family owned, 4th generation, all that good stuff. Check them out at nebcoinc.com or constructorslincoln.com. Stricky, another great day, but it's not pouring rain like it was yesterday. How are you feeling?
I feel good, man. It was a little chilly. You know, again, once I get up and I get to the gym and I feel great. So it's another great day to be here on the block and to share with the fellas. Good show yesterday as well. Yeah. Great topics and great engagement as well. 402-464-5685. You guys are always wonderful in the engagement, as well as the YouTube stream. We've had you guys doing wonderful there as well. And looking forward to another good show. What we got going on today?
Well, we were having a spirited discussion off air. We need to bring it to the air here because I think it's one of those just kind of big issues of our time. We have to loop Ellie in for this because she was a part of this discussion. Strick, Ellie was telling us about this girl she knows got a scholarship, and she's going to write a thank you letter, right? Just tell the scholarship committee a little bit about herself, yada, yada, yada. Well, this person already got the scholarship before, got it again. But instead of just copying and pasting the prompt or reworking it themselves, this person is doing what, Ellie?
Using ChatGPT to rephrase a few things.
Is that cheating?
If you were to see,
is that cheating?
Were to see, like, it's not just like one prompt, like, hey, thank you. It's like asking you multiple questions about the same thing. So in my opinion, if it's the same question and it's the same, like you're answering it the same exact way, why wouldn't you use that same thing and change a few things if your life is a little bit different? And then maybe it's just, people use ChatGPT, like rephrase this, add a few words just to like make it sound a little bit better. This person wasn't using it just to completely change everything. And also, it's not like this person was asking for information on the Cold War or anything like that, but it's about her. Like,
Yeah,
it's not like, hey, give me a whole report about the Cold War. Like, no, just rephrase for me.
I just think that your generation, you guys' generation is
Don't put me in
you're
here. This
there.
was not
You're
no,
in
this was
there.
not around when I was in college. I did honest work, unlike this friend. I did honest work.
Hey, this
Oh,
friend is doing honest work.
it's funny.
This friend is doing honest work.
I just think about that just how far we've come from where I was, and I've already shared this. There's nothing worse than having to go into a library, figure out microfiche, and you guys don't even know what the heck that is.
It's all Greek to me,
Exactly,
Stricky.
They don't even have those things in there anymore. To figure out microfiche and then source citing, like you can literally go to Chat GPT now and just say, yeah, source blah 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 blah, and it sources it. And come on, bro, like the stuff you guys are able to do now compared to what we had to do, like the biggest cheat scam for us, right? This is something that we could do. And I actually did it because I was stuck one time with a paper that was late, and this is past all the
Statute of limitations, diplomas, everything in hand. You good? You're good.
Now, this is one time I was stuck and I had a social paper, so I had written one that got a good grade, and so I reached out to like some of my Big 8, partners, and asked them, hey, do you have somebody in sociology down there that wrote a paper? I'll exchange with them. No monetaries, no nothing, no money exchanges. No money. we love you.
No.
Oh,
Come
no.
on, man. Come on. You got someone do it. Ellie, hit camera one. Hit camera one.
Look at
No,
it.
just on the little stream deck
Yeah,
thing.
there it is.
Yeah. Good try,
There
man.
it is.
We can't do it.
No.
We can't do it. He's giving us the OH.
No.
We're not about it. Yeah, and he's a Reds fan.
He's a Reds fan.
We get it. Appreciate you, man. All right.
So I sent the paper down there. They sent the paper up to me. I just kind of, reworded it a little bit in my own, way that I talk and speak. And I was able to get through. Whew.
But you did it yourself.
Yeah.
Everything is done by themselves. And it's so wrong for people to use ChatGPT to say, hey, write me a paper about, back to my example, the Cold War. We're not going to use ChatGPT to do the whole paper. But for like editing and things like that, ChatGPT is really good to use for like editing and like asking like, hey, like, I don't like this word. I don't like the way that this is worded. Like, how can I make this sound a little bit better?
Hey,
Ellie,
guess what? Thesaurus.com. Pick out the word yourself. That's
Look
what
it
I
up
tell
on-
the friend.
I think she should create a new business called, what'd you call it? Chi-Chi? Chi-Chi.com. Chi-Chi.com.
I'm
You and
having
your
myself
girls
a
and your
day,
boys
as
get
we can
together.
tell.
Yeah. New business coming out of the state of Nebraska, like Huddle and the likes of them.
And Runza.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Chi-Chi.com.
Welcome to GG.com.
Even if it's not homework, like, okay, at least your friend isn't cheating on homework. There's something to be said for that, right? That's just the
My
bare
friend
minimum.
would never.
But
that.
at the same time, it's cheating yourself. Even if it's
the-
not
the
actively
friend-
cheating, it's selling yourself short.
The friend is
Figure it out yourself, type it out, talk it to yourself, say, I don't like this. And then, hey, guess what? Thesaurus exist.
my friend does that, but in certain circumstances where things might be cutting it short, and you just need to turn it in that says scholarship where the friend is talking about themselves and just needs to rephrase. Like, life has changed a little bit since their sophomore year. They need to talk about a few things about their senior year.
But a computer
They can
doesn't
ask
know
to
the
change
friend
that.
as much as the friend
If you
knows the
give
friend.
the computer the information about said friend, the computer can do its justice.
Final verdict, Stricky?
Chi-Chi.com.
That's
That's the
right.
way I look at it. Chi-Chi.com.
That's right. Let's go back in your day again here, Stricky. 20 years ago tonight.
Something
Malice at
Ooh.
the Palace.
happened. Ooh.
What do you remember being in the league at that point
I
about
don't
that
know.
night in the fallout?
I was a kid, so
You're in the league though.
I know I was I was still in high school.
Stricky, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
When that happened. So
Come
I
on
watched
now.
it on TV.
Come on now. Come on now.
No. Go ahead, rephrase the question. Not rephrase it, but bring it back to me.
What do you remember about Malice at the Palace, hearing about it? How'd you hear about it? What was going through your mind, and the fallout, the repercussions? What was that like?
Initially, when I was watching it, I understood. I understood it because a few years before that, I was in it.
Right.
Meaning we had a playoff game there. I told you about how they threw the beer on me.
Yeah.
And all I can remember is, where's the security? Like, how is nobody able, like, one, why are you not watching the tunnels? You see what I'm saying? Of guys going out. This is the most vulnerable place for most of the athletes going out of the tunnel. Where's this? Why isn't the security watching that part? And then when they threw the drink, I said, dang, that's what they do here. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And then the response was similar to the one that I had, because I too tried to go up in there. So for me, I looked at it from that standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it from a player's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it from the why is this happening in a big arena, and then the response, I understood, and even more, how are all these people coming out on the floor? Security.
Yeah.
So I saw every aspect, and it was disappointing to me because the men that were on that team were chastised, were looked down upon, were, the league came at them. The media blitz on what they were saying about, and I knew those guys because I just played with them.
Artest, Jackson, Jermaine O'Neal.
I didn't play with Jackson, but the rest of those guys, Miller, everyone else on that team, Tinsley, all of them, Fred Jones, all of them I had just played with, and I knew the character of those men. And what I was hearing in the media, it was rubbing me the wrong way. Yes, I understand that the response and going up, yes, I understand that's probably against the rules. But then the man was in his zone, and you allowed those individuals to encroach in the area that should be your safe zone. And so therefore I was a little upset with how that all went down. All of the, to me, it was like a sabotage because of the penalties they placed. And that team was on the way to winning a champion. That team was that good. Yeah. Like they were running away with it at the time. And it literally derailed their whole season, literally. And weren't able to recover, weren't able to get the magic back once they did come. Because then there's now an internal friction going on in the locker room between Artest and Meta World Peace now, but Artest and Jermaine, and you know what I mean? And so now you've got legal battles because the guys came out, you knocked a couple guys, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have a right to defend yourself. And so I look at, this is why I have a lot of forums, a little bit of about media. And I've shared, my feeling about that. And this is why I try to stay authentic, man.
Yeah.
I try to stay authentic. I don't try to, mince words or throw things out there that is not how I really see it or feel about it. You know what I mean? I try to keep it true.
Do you think that was the biggest turning point in how NBA fans interacted with players?
I think it was one. I think in a lot of ways it created like a divide in some ways because of the media and the influence. I mean, the media's influence back then was way more heavy than it is now. Really? I think a lot of people don't look at the media the same way.
Sure.
Right? I think they had a lot more influence then, because you got to think about it. Social media didn't really come to the forefront even start until 05
Right.
time frame, and then really started hitting in 10.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So so it was local, it was national, it was ESPN, it was all of these that people literally were binging on with the continuous cycle of these narratives. And so what it did, I think, too, is it caused players to step back in dealing with, the fans in a loving, in a mutual beneficial relationship.
Mm-hmm.
and I think it kind of rubbed fans wrong. I think there's a lot of things that have rubbed fans wrong. I mean, with it, I think when sports become politicized, I think that rubs fans wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're literally, the benefit of fans is that it's most of the fans that elevate your league to another level are casual fans. They're not diehards. Diehards is your stronghold, your Stapleton,
your base.
That's your base,
Mm-hmm.
right? Casual fans are the ones that like it because they live in the city. They're hearing about it. They like a particular player. They've heard about a particular player. They want to see what the buzz is about. And then you kind of, oh man, I kind of like the way that they play, or I like the way that he plays, or I like the coach is, he's got charisma, and then you kind of fall your way into it, right? That's where but then when you over politicize, you start to lose casual fans, in which then your viewerships begin to take dips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Malice at the Palace just seems like a Twitter comment section come to life, right? I feel like it's been taken online, because obviously you can just choose to not look at the comment. You can not post and you won't see it. But Strick, I mean, Kevin Durant is probably example 1A of this, right? He gets on Twitter, he's posting through it. Joel Embiid back in the day was doing it. We'll get to JoJo here in just a minute as well. But think about all the virtual beers that athletes have thrown at them on social media. Sometimes they interact, sometimes they don't, but it rarely ends well for the athlete when they interact. And that's, I think, just an unfortunate part of it, because the athlete's just sitting there minding their own business, right? Exactly like what happened in Detroit at Malice at the Palace. Pacers are just there minding their own business.
He's just laying on the table.
Yeah. And the fan gets involved, says, nope, this is about me now.
Mm-hmm.
And then the athlete gets put on blast because of who they are, not the instigator.
Right. Like you have to take into account natural responses, right? There's a level of restraint that you definitely have to have, but there's a few things that people can do that can cause natural responses. And it's sad because this can also happen with women. Like a woman that does something to you, a natural response can trigger something that could ultimately end up being, but no one looks at no one looks at what happened prior to that. It's the same thing that happens on the field or on the court, where the one person pushes them and the next response is the guy that and he gets the flag
every time.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's similar, but a natural response, man, I don't think people take that into account. And a few natural responses are these: a drink being thrown on you. There's just a natural one, it's cold. Two, it's been thrown on you, and you don't know where the heck it's come from. So everybody can get it. You know what I'm saying?
You can get it, you can get it, you
Right?
can get it, he can get it, she can get it.
Yeah.
Y'all can get it.
Yeah, that's a natural response. Another one would be someone spits on you. Like, wait a, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's personal.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a few things out there that are natural responses. Some are a little bit less, like someone's, steps on your shoes, or they bump into you and just don't say nothing. That's in a little quieter way, a mother. Like,
who do you think you are?
Right.
What was that?
Right? So there's these different things that can happen. And guess what? They weren't alcoholic. So those levels, they weren't, drinking. You hope not. You hope the players weren't drinking. But the ones that were, sometimes that little extra courage comes out of you and you think that it's okay to overstep your bounds,
Right.
then you fofo.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying.
So that's my thought.
Appreciate that. That's a really good insight there on something that happened 20 years ago tonight, the Malice at the Palace. Couple more NBA things to get here to Strick. I saw this from Zach Lowe, who was with ESPN before he recently got let go. Still one of the best in the business, still following him on Twitter. This was about a Joel Embiid return tweet. He quote tweeted it, and here's what he had to say. That said, envy and bitterness from West executives and coaches about the state of the East might be at an all-time high due to the Sixers and Bucks struggling, but not totally being buried. There's time for those teams to get it together. Tyrese Maxey is coming. Embiid will be better. And then here's a sentence I think is important. Most fun subplot of potential Vegas-Seattle expansion will be West teams lobbying to move East. Who from the West wants to go East? Who from the West deserves to go East when expansion happens?
Wants and deserves.
Wants and deserves.
Which one do you want me to handle first?
Whichever is
The
more
want
interesting
or
to
the
you.
deserve.
Whichever one is more interesting to you.
Okay. Who would deserve to go East?
We got like 10 seconds, so think about it. Throughout break, we got hit the emergency alert. Good thing Ellie caught my attention. When we get back, who wants to go East? Who deserves to go East during On the Block?
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
Follow Austin, Strick, and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping, thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Brown Shoe Fit has a Black Friday deal so good, it's available for 3 days. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit from November 29th through December 1st for 20% off everything store-wide. Brown's has all your favorite brands, plus Lincoln's largest selection of Uggs, which makes the perfect Christmas gift. And speaking of stocking stuffers, buy 3 Smart Wool socks, get 1 free during the extended Black Friday sale from November 29th through December 1st at Brown Shoe Fit, 6060Q in Lincoln.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinny Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Koppel Chevrolet GMC, we are thankful for so many things this year, starting with our great employees, a generous community, our military personnel, and most importantly, our loyal customer base that continues to drive that money-saving mile of Louisville. Hi, this is Sean Callahan, and on behalf of everybody at Koppel, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels to wherever they may take you. Happy holidays from Koppel Chevrolet GMC.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Mulberry Barbecue is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I was noticing on your website you have more than 150 new 2024 and 2025 Hondas in stock right now.
Yes, we do, Charlie. It's neat when you drive by and see all the cars on our lot, and we have most all models and all different colors available, and we even have more than hundreds on the way. We also have the all-new, all-electric 2024 Honda Prologue in stock right now. We have a few of them to choose from. Plus, qualified buyers get financing from just 1.9% APR.
How about your pre-owned selection?
I talked to a lot of my customers and friends, and they still think that we just sell brand new Hondas, but we sell all different models, make of pre-owned cars, and we have more than 100 to choose from right now.
Well, maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Question at hand: who wants to go east? Who deserves to go east when the NBA expands into most likely Las Vegas and Seattle? Austin Orman asking that question of the 9-year NBA vet and Husker Hall of Famer Eric Strickland. All right, Stricky, had 5 or 6 minutes to think about it. Are you tackling who wants to go or who deserves to go?
I'm gonna start with who wants to go. I believe that the New Orleans Pelicans want to go. I really believe that they would just, in their hearts of hearts, would love to get back over there. Now, let's be honest, they were already in the East.
They were
right
back in Charlotte,
so they would love to get back over there. Especially just, the East just hasn't been able to raise their level, and I'm sure they would feel that they would fare better in there.
Probably stick them in a division with Atlanta, Miami, that crew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Orlando.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Who I think would deserve to go, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Memphis.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to say Memphis. I think Memphis is kind of teetering along the fact that they feel that if Ja Wick wouldn't have gotten.
Did you just call this man Ja Wick?
I'm just saying.
I hadn't heard that one before. That's good.
I'm just saying, if Ja Wick wouldn't have gotten, gone through what he's gone through, they were at the top tier of the West at one point.
2 years ago.
I think they feel that if they can get back over there, they, in a lot of ways, feel that they should be Oklahoma City right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think looking at it, they believe that one, they actually two of them, I think, would deserve it, which would be them in Minnesota. That's two teams that were part of the first expansion, and between either one of them, they both start with an M. The Grizzlies come before Timberwolves, so maybe that's the way you do it. I don't know, but between those two being expansion teams, I think they both would deserve to shift over there and give themselves a shot in the East.
I think those are the ones that make the most sense to me. In order of want, I think Minnesota wants to go the worst. Their division is so spread out, Stricky. Them, the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Jazz, and the Trailblazers. Minnesota just feels like an add-on. Imagine if we got Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert against Giannis and Dame.
I mean, that's who it would be, right?
Yeah.
They would put them in that division, right?
Milwaukee, Chicago, Indianapolis, Detroit.
It's all right there.
Yeah.
Outside, and then move Charlotte out.
Yeah.
Move Charlotte south.
Cleveland.
To move Charlotte down there to Miami and that whole group. And then move Cleveland into that Central Division.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I like it. I think New Orleans probably wants to go next, but it's kind of interesting with them in Memphis. I mean, Memphis is a little further east than New Orleans, but not like drastically so. Memphis just feels West Coast to me. Maybe it's the Vancouver.
That's worse. The reason that feels that way because you say Lincoln is Central Nebraska. That's why it feels that way. You see, Ellie, don't look away.
Lincoln is Central Nebraska.
Don't look away.
We don't have to relitigate.
That's why you feel Memphis should be that. I see now. I understand the reality of what you're trying to say because of the way you look at Nebraska right now. Okay, go ahead. No,
Stricky reads my mind. That's why you're my partner. Get to know me. Text line says Memphis. Crybaby Braun wants to go east, but Minnesota should. Tommy says Minnesota makes most sense to go east. Could you
imagine LA going to the east? Your boy, he would love to get out there real quick, wouldn't he? Oh, yeah. We're Adam Silver says, yeah, we think we're going to send LA to the Eastern Conference.
Imagine.
Oh, that's madness. Go ahead.
Okay, I just need. Okay, to be fair, the Lakers arena is further east than the Clippers arena.
Bro. And with your logic, that's good enough. With your logic.
Crypto.com arena is East Los Angeles. Intuit Dome is Central Los Angeles, and the Ocean Santa Monica are West Los Angeles. You heard it here first, folks.
Oh my goodness. So yeah.
Eric also says, pause, Strick, pause.
What? What did I need that for today, Eric? I didn't
think you needed it either.
Yeah, he trying to start it up, man. He wants it to get going.
Sprinkle, sprinkle, stir, sprinkle, sprinkle, stir.
Yeah, he's trying to mix it into the gumbo.
He's trying to tell you pause for Ja Wick. That's not a pause. That's just funny. That's just funny.
That is not a pause. No. Even though
Eric's just got his finger on the pause button. He's just ready. He's a little over eager.
Eric,
don't vote Eric for president. He's launching.
Eric loves the VHS and the beta systems.
Pause.
You had to try to pause it to get it to, sometimes there were certain things that you were trying to get sequenced and you had to pause. You couldn't slow it down, really. So you had to kind of pause it and do pause.
I grew up with VHS. Did you grow up with VHS, Ellie?
Bruh.
Okay, Ellie did too, Stricky.
Bruh.
I grew up with VHS.
Were you like 2 years old?
No, in my first house, we moved out when I was 9.
No way you was
I believe we got our DVD player right before we moved out of that first house my family lived in.
Who thinks Austin's capping right now? Austin
I
is
am not
major capping.
in the slightest.
Austin was straight Blu-ray.
Not in the slightest.
Austin was Blu-ray
Dumbo,
disc.
Aladdin, some Winnie the Pooh stuff. My brothers that are younger than me. Yeah.
Yeah.
VHSs.
Yeah, you have
Looney
you have
Tunes,
you have Mandela
Looney
effect
Tunes.
going all on every one of those.
I know what a VHS is. I know how to work it. I can
Mandela
still do it
effect
today.
on Aladdin. That's one of them too, for sure.
What's the Mandela
No, I'm
effect
not
from
gonna tell you.
Aladdin?
We'll have to look it up. YouTube.
No, Eric, I do not know about Betamax.
So that's what I'm saying.
What's Betamax?
See, that's why I know he's capping. Beta came out after VHS. So I know you capping.
I know what a VHS player is. I went with my dad to get his VHS tapes converted to DVD.
If you
Everybody knows what a VHS.
402
Strick.
464-5685. If you believe Austin,
I am 26
give him
years
a
old.
thumbs up. If not, type lies.
Why not a thumbs down? Why lies? Because I'm lying. Why?
You're a lie.
David from Renew. No, not lies. It's facts. John
David.
and Cortland. Beta came out before VHS, young sirs.
Cap. No.
John and Cortland's an OG. John and Cortland would know.
Beta was
80-25
after.
hits me with the thumbs up.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I got a beta
Yeah.
after
He knows,
VHS.
Strick. He 3880. He
No.
knows. Yeah.
Cap. Mm-mm. John and Cortland. No, that's just because John and Cortland. John, would you? No, let me be quiet. I love you, John and Cortland. He's good.
Let's switch subjects.
Let's switch subjects.
Let some more responses roll in. Let's hear from Dana Holgorsen, Nebraska's new offensive coordinator. He took the podium today, did not speak last week right after he was named the offensive coordinator. He was up there facing the throng, the gaggle of media, whatever it is you want to call it. First thing I think was interesting from Dana Holgorsen. Why did he want to take the job? Here's the Husker OC.
I was bored. Great deal of respect for Coach Rule. We visited in December, and I didn't think it was fair to him, me, or the program to do it at that point. I was tired. I'd been through a lot and, just didn't have to do it at that point. And I didn't feel like I was ready to give it my all. I was very grateful to Sonny Dykes and TCU for being a consultant there, which kept me around the game. I was there for 3 weeks in camp. And then went on vacation for about 2 weeks. Came back and I was always there. I was there for 2 weeks and I was there for 2 games, and I didn't like being a part of the games because I wasn't a part of the games. All right. I was up in the head coach's suite for a game and I was on the sidelines for a game. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like this part of it. If I don't have any control over it, I don't want to do it. So I would just help prep them in the beginning of the week, and then I'd go do something else. It was fun to kind of go do other things, but I was slated to go back to Fort Worth on Sunday night, and Coach Rule called, and I was like, yeah, he said, let's just come try to figure this out. I need your help. And so I was grateful to him for saying that I needed your help, and so I was like, I think a great deal of him. I think a great deal of this program. So I was excited to jump on it. Rules allow it now. In years past, rules wouldn't have allowed it. So, I just wanted to insert myself and try to help Coach Rule and try to help this football team and try to help this great program.
You can tell there's going to be a great cultural fit between Dana Holgorsen and Matt Rule because of all the words that Dana Holgorsen used. But he's starting out with jokes, Stricky. That's a guy that's comfortable, I think, in the role. You don't say, I was bored. If you're tense, you're uptight, or you're stressing too much. So good on Dana Holgorsen for that. How long did the process of becoming offensive coordinator take? I think this was a question on a lot of people's minds. Seemed like a pretty rushed process. Let's hear from Dana Holgorsen on the timeline.
Yeah, Mitch, I got here and I got into a room and started watching video, and Coach sat in there with me for a couple hours, and a couple of the offensive coaches started coming in. They didn't know what was going on, and we didn't know either. We're just like, we just need to try to figure this out. And I think everybody was professional about it. I think we got really good coaches here. All the offensive coaches are coaching hard. Been very impressed with how they're coaching each one of their positions, including Coach Satterfield coaching the tight ends and giving me information on, what this term means, what that term means. And And, I don't remember the timeline as far as when we made that decision. I know, at first I was like, I don't know if I can learn it to call it, who else can call it? I don't know if I should be. Then I decided, okay, I got it. This probably 3 or 4 days later, I go, okay, I got a handle on it. I think I can do it. He's like, do it. Then a week later, I'm like, geez, I don't know if I should be in the box to call it or on the sidelines to call it. And I think Friday we made the decision. I think, Susan, I told you on Friday that I'm going to go ahead and go down and say, that's just where I'm comfortable. I haven't been up in the box since 2007, and so I made that decision to do that. And so I don't know the timeline. It was just every day was just something different, and learned more every day, got to know people more every day. The offensive staff continued to work together, and I think we're working together really good right now.
I have no frame of reference on how long it should take a guy to learn an offense to the point of being comfortable enough to call it. Even controlling for the fact that Dana Holgorsen has played plenty of football and has coached even more football than he played. I don't know if he's a super genius in football terms and that he can learn a brand new offense and terminology enough in 3 to 4 days to call plays, or if that says more about Nebraska's offense that it is learnable in 3 to 4 days.
Yeah. No one, I don't know. That's just a great question to pose. But I can tell you it's possible. He has, like you said, he's been very in tune as to what's been going on here, watching a lot of film. He seems to be a great student of the game, and terminologies are, calling them, putting them in sequence to the way to be called. I mean, that's got to tell you a lot about Satterfield, and that his willingness even to do the work that he needs to do in the tight end room and getting those guys prepared and ready to play. But also having those sessions, that takes a lot of extra work.
He says he's been in the office 16 hours a day trying to learn the personnel, learn the players, watch all the film and everything.
Yeah. And I believe he's doing that, because say what you will, there's 3 games.
Yeah.
I got to show and prove.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when you're starting a business, follow me, when you're starting a business, you sometimes need to apply more hours than just the usual 9 to 5. And that's what he's doing. He's trying to start something here in taking a business-like approach by way of spending that time and getting acclimated to everything, and probably figuring out how to get around and campus and, housing, and, probably staying in a hotel right now. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that.
What if he's rooming with Matt Rule?
I'm sure he's got space. I'm sure Matt's got room. That'd be cool.
I doubt it, but yeah, it'd be kind of funny, because then we can make roommate jokes about the head coach and his coordinator.
I've been in those circles. A good friend of mine, he's like a cousin, and he was coaching. He coached at SMU, and he also coached at he was at Florida State. And when he was at Florida State, he actually lived with, Jimbo.
Hello.
Yeah, there was a few guys that I know that actually lived with Jimbo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimbo had the money, though. Couple more from Dana Holgorsen here. First of all, on Dylan Raiola, what has he seen early on from the freshman quarterback, and how did that flow into the actual operations on game day?
I thought everything was really good. I started talking into the mic on Tuesday morning of game week. That's the first time I talked into that thing, and it makes play calling a lot easier. The iPads on the sidelines make play calling easier, and I'd talked to a couple of my just colleagues across the country, and they're all like, they called and they said, so you're going to call it? And I said, yeah. And they're like, well, the technology is going to help you. It's going to, so, I can just look at the paper and I can read from it and talk into it. I used to signal everything myself, and now we got a bunch of signalers, but I don't even pay attention to the signalers because I'm just talking to him the whole time, and he's a very, very, very bright young man. It's just, how is this kid a freshman? Because how can he process all this information as a freshman? He knows he knows the plays, he knows the offense, he knows how to communicate it to the players. I thought the process was really good. We had 2 snap infractions, which, is 100% on the center. He will admit that. Okay. But other than that, there was nothing pre-snap. We weren't getting delay of games. We weren't scrambling to get people lined up. I mean, I thought it was very efficient. I thought our substitutions on the sidelines were really good. So that was encouraging, and I think it'll all get better. The play on the field needs to get better. The operation, I thought, was fine. So we're not sitting here trying to worry about the operation. We're trying to worry about the play on the field to get better, and that's what we're working on today, just what it looks like out there on the field.
Did you agree with that assessment that things look smoother?
I think it was. I don't think there was anything that was crazy or out of line. I saw it looked like things were fine. Yeah, it looked like he got the plays in and everybody was operating functional. What do you think?
I thought so too. The other part that stood out to me, Strick, was Dana Holgorsen said Dylan Raiola is very, very, very bright young man. He has a grasp of the offense, knows how to communicate it. And I don't think this is what he was referring to, but I think you could go from he's a very, very bright young man. He knows the offense. He knows how to communicate it to the other players. Cut out everything before and then get up to now it's time to start executing on the field. It's great that Dylan Raiola has this knowledge in his head. It's great that he can take the test on paper, right?
Yeah.
But at some point, it's not just about the 25 questions you got to answer sitting in the DMV. At some point, you got to get on the road. You got to make the right turn. You got to yield. You got to go. You got to merge. You got to parallel park. Let's see Dylan Raiola take the knowledge from his head onto the field again, right? He was doing it early on. Maybe it's a speed of the game thing. Maybe it's an adjustments thing that the league is caught up to him. He needs to readjust. My hope is that Dana Holgorsen is that better driving instructor that helps to teach this kid how to drive again. Because if it's all there mentally, it is beyond time to start seeing it physically.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing I think in life too, right? I don't think outside things affect us inside first. I think inside things affect how things occur
look on the outside.
Right? I think things start there. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It doesn't matter whether or not it's trauma, whether or not it's struggle, whether or not it's life, it's marriage, it's divorce, it's people don't just divorce. This just as an example, people don't just divorce, just show up one day and like, I'm leaving you.
No.
There's something that has happened internally with you and it's kind of festered, happened, cancer that just don't pop up and boop, it's level 4.
Right.
Or stage 4. Right. It started inside and it started working. Right. So things I think work inside first. So I think he's mentally been dealing with things that maybe he's not sharing fully. I think he's preparing fully. I think there's hesitation because I think, this is something I think you've talked about. Be careful of the weight that you put on this young man so early because he's still young, like
19.
He hasn't had to fully deal with adversity. That's what a lot of kids, young men, young women, hadn't had to fully deal with adversity. And this is going to be a life lesson for him in so many ways. Now it's what you do with it, right? It's what how do you come out of it? Are you going to come out with your head up and shining and, getting knocked down and getting back up on your feet? Businesses do it all the time. I don't have the stat in front of me right now, but shoot, 80-90% of businesses fail within their first 5 years. I don't know if it's 80. It's a large number. Startups, normal startups, it's a percentage. It's a big percentage.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, in the first year, it's 23.2%. In 5 years, it's 48%. In 10 years, 65%. And only 25% of new businesses survive 15 years or more.
There you go, right? So for me, right, it a lot. You have to know that there's a possibility that you're going to fall, you're going to fail, and that's why I loved baseball, Austin. Baseball. See, I was a guy, man, that always looked at sports from a living and a life perspective. I didn't look at it just for accolades or wanting to be, shine and be in the newspapers. And just I didn't look at it from. I looked at it. What lessons can I apply and learn from life? Baseball taught me that.
Yeah,
baseball taught me that I step up to this plate 10 times. I'm probably going to fail 3 of them at best.
Succeed 3 of them at best.
Yeah, I'm going to succeed. Thank you for correcting.
I would say if you only failed 3 times out of 10, I don't know
amazing.
why the heck you're sitting here with me.
Here, right? I should be the Sohei Ohtani of that time, right? So you're going to fail. And that's the lessons that it taught me.
Absolutely. Couple things from the text line before we go to break here quickly. Tommy says, I think Matt Rule and Dana Holgorsen built bunk beds stepbrothers style. They have so much room for activities now. That's pretty funny. And then Axel Foley says, when I think of parallel parking nowadays, I see all these commercials where the cars just park themselves and people can still be idiots. Yeah, it's like using ChatGPT to write a scholarship thank you. That's what parallel parking is with these cars now. Let's play the shootout, 402-464-5685. Need a caller on our Honda of Lincoln hotline. 4 questions for Strick, 4 for you. If you beat him, you get $30 to Wings and Rings. That's how we'll wrap up hour 1 of the show.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now's the time to get your John Deere equipment inspected and prepared for next season. Acres trained technicians will thoroughly evaluate your machine and get it running at peak performance. And for a limited time, Acres is offering early inspection incentives. Sign up before December 15th and qualify for a discount on parts installed by Acres. Get no interest and no payments until November of 25 with approved financing through John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. Contact your nearest Acres location for details.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning December 1st. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your holiday, birthday, or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at doubleeagle.golf.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
The game is the Shootout with Strick.
I don't want to play.
You get to play.
I want to play with this.
I would let Ellie play, except she already
Ellie gets
heard the questions. So
No, it's Ellie's turn.
it is not Ellie's turn.
It's tag. Tag for Ellie.
Nope, not happening.
I did it.
Way to go, Stricky. Except there's 5 more. You got one.
That's kind of crazy. I've always seen it. Don't cats like those things?
Yeah. I've never actually put one together myself. I just take it apart.
I've always wondered how they start.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get the ball?
Probably on YouTube, right?
Yeah. See, that's
Let's
the
look
thing.
that up
Here
during
we
break.
go again. The generation of the day. Just look it up on YouTube, and it'll tell you how to get it done.
At least I'm not using ChatGPT to write it for me. We got the shootout with Strick. We got Dave on the line. Dave, how's it going today?
Oh, hanging in there, ready to go.
Good deal. Hold on the line. We'll get Stricky his questions, then we'll get to you. All right, Strick, your round of the shootout starts here in 3, 2, and 1. He was named American League Rookie of the Year yesterday. Colton Cowser or Luis Gill?
Luis.
Yep, he was the 2012 American League Rookie of the Year. Mike Trout or Will Myers?
2000 what?
12 American League Rookie of the Year.
Myers.
It was Trout.
I knew
He was the 2017 National League Rookie of the Year. Will Smith or Cody Bellinger?
Bellinger.
Yep, and it's the most recent year before this year that both leagues had a pitcher win Rookie of the Year.
Say it again?
Most recent year, both leagues had a pitcher win Rookie of the Year.
2012.
Stricky says 2012. The answer, 2011.
Oh, you mother son of a mother buck!
2011. Jeremy Hellickson and Craig Kimbrell.
I knew it was Trout, bro. Why didn't I just
Trout
go
in
with
12.
my freaking...
It was Trout in 12, and he's not a pitcher, so you did it. You still got a pile, my friend. Dave, 2 to tie, 3 or more to win. You ready for your round?
Davis,
give it a shot here.
Okay, your round starts here in 3, 2, and 1. He was named National League Rookie of the Year yesterday. Paul Skeens or Jackson Merrill?
Skeens.
Yep, he was the 2019 National League Rookie of the Year. Pete Alonso or Fernando Tatis Jr.?
How about the junior?
It was Alonso. He was the 2008 American League Rookie of the Year. Jacoby Ellsbury or Evan Longoria?
Longoria.
Yep, and it was the most recent year that both leagues had a starting pitcher win Rookie of the Year.
Oh, brother. 2014.
No.
It was not 2014. You got to go even further back than Stricky's 1981. Fernando Mania and Dave Righetti. That comes into play because Paul Skeens and Luis Gill are both starting pitchers. So first time since 1981, both have been starters. 2011, Hellickson was a starter, but Craig Kimbrell was the closer. So we'll play the tiebreaker question. And Stricky, just so you know,
I should have won that.
Just so you know, Ellie nailed the tiebreaker question.
No.
When I asked her before. There are witnesses in the room. So there's pressure on that. Dave, Strick will give the number. You will go over, under, or push his answer. All right, Stricky. How many Kansas City Royals have been named American League Rookie of the Year? In franchise history. How many Kansas City Royals have been named American League Rookie of the Year?
3, 2, 1.
2!
Stricky says 2 after the countdown from Dave. All right, Dave, over, under, or push 2?
I'll try over.
Dave says over. What's the answer, Ellie?
4.
The over hits. Dave wins. Give that man his bumpers.
Boom,
Ellie.
shakalaka.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Flawless.
Here comes the champ.
Dave, you did it. Congratulations on the win. Hold on the line. We'll get you your information and get you $30 to Wings and Rings.
Thank you.
You bet. The answers. Sweet Lou Piniella in 1969.
He sped me up. He shouldn't have
Bob
done that.
Hamlin in 1994.
I'm not taking it.
Carlos Beltran 1999. And Angel
I'm not
Baroa in
I'm not taking
2003.
I'm not
You will
taking it.
take that.
He sped me up saying 3, 2. Not supposed to do that.
You had quite a bit of time. If he wasn't going to, I was going to ask the question one more time, and you're going to answer. You're close, though. But again,
all right.
Ellie ChatGPT'd you with the number 4. So we'll go to break when
Yes, she
we
did.
get back. College football weekend rewind. Kansas is alive. Colorado might be next. SEC elimination games. And why are we having this conversation about Indiana? We'll get to it and more when we get back to On the Block. It's brought to you by our friends at Nebco. They're hiring mechanics specifically for their constructors brand. Check them out at nebcoinc.com or constructorslincoln.com. Hour 2 of On the Block next.
Follow Austin, Strick, and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Mulberry Barbecue is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
Relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
Midwest Bank is hosting our annual Thanksgiving food drive, partnering with local Lincoln schools to provide Thanksgiving dinners to families in need. We hope to provide meals for more than 120 families in our community this year. You can help by dropping off a donation at either Midwest Bank location, 7001 Pioneers Boulevard or 2655 Jamie Lane. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see increasing cloud cover throughout the day. It'll be breezy too with a high around 52. Tonight, decreasing clouds and a continued breeze with the low near 32. And tomorrow, we'll see sunny skies. It'll be windy, though, with the high around 48. Meteorologist Kyle Klecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning December 1st. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your holiday, birthday, or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at doubleeagle.golf.
The Locker Room with Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel.
You know, Raiola and Holgorsen, I'm sure, have had plenty of one-on-one meetings. We're going to close the door behind us, and I'm going to say, hey, what did you like from this offense? What did you not like? You know, Raiola knows at the end of the day what's really going on with this offense. To be honest, that's what needs to catapult this offense. And this whole team is Raiola's play. You know, Sat's philosophy and Raiola's philosophy or Raiola's skill set just didn't match. I think this is going to match Raiola, and it's going to allow for his skill set to come out.
Are you a veteran looking for a new companion animal? A dog? A cat? Or maybe something else? The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs Vets Get Pets program can cover up to $350 of your pet adoption fees. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/vetsgetpets to learn more about program requirements and how to apply. Want to help support the program? Get your Vets Get Pets specialty license plates from the Nebraska DMV. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three. And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NIPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome into hour 2 of the show. We'll get into the weekend that was in football, starting in college, moving into the NFL. Don't worry, plenty more Nebraska, Wisconsin analysis and headlines to come over the next few days here during On the Block.
Yeah.
Let's go to the text line here real quick. Nice. Dylan Bennett was let down by your performance, Strick. He says, crap on a cracker.
I knew it was Trout. That's the one that messed me up, man. And then I was fidgeting, man. I lost focus. I'm not going to even lie. Look, I did it.
Way to go, Stricky.
Nice.
I'm not going to touch it anymore. Everything I do comes untangled. Not on purpose.
Playing with it.
It's just my bad. Eric says, you're being unfair to Ellie. Why are you being unfair to Ellie?
Pause. What do you mean? What did I do? I need a little bit
Play the tape.
Yeah, more information in here.
He's talking about the both of you.
No way. I'm being perfectly
Austin.
fair. I'm being perfectly fair.
He's talking about Austin because Austin's never fair.
That's not true.
Would you like this? Would you like this?
You know what?
You know what, Strick?
I can't believe
it
is unbelievable. I'm being double paused. Let's keep it moving.
Close only
I'm
matters
upset.
in horseshoes and hand grenades is also what Eric says. So,
and cornhole.
Occasionally.
Yeah, you can get points for being close in cornhole.
But you get more points for,
What about what's the game that you get the little the stick with the big fat
talking about bocce ball? Or croquet.
And you hit it through through the little
croquet, the wickets.
Yeah. Isn't
croquet?
Don't you get credit for being close? And how many of y'all have ever played bumper pool?
I have not.
You probably don't even know where bumper pool is.
I do know the VHSs though. We determined that.
Bumper pool. Who's played bumper pool? That had to be one of the funnest games as a kid. Bumper pool. It's not the traditional pool, but fun.
Yeah, you're talking about this game?
Yeah.
Croquet.
Yeah. Like that.
Used to play at my grandpa's house. I was very bad.
You weren't good at it?
I was not good at it.
Yeah.
Now bocce.
Don't you get credit for being close there?
Let's see.
But well, there's a team. There's some teams.
You got to hit it through the little wickets.
Okay. Well, there's a couple of teams that felt, they were close to getting it done this weekend. And that's, saw the memes and all the stuff out there. I saw this meme out there. It was absolutely funny. So Saturday Night Live, not Key and Peele, but
Kenan Thompson.
And he was playing, there was a meme. And Kenan Thompson was playing like he was big lips, bald head. He does
How's that supposed to help me?
He does Family Feud.
Oh, Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. Gosh dang it. So he was playing Steve Harvey, and he made a face with the big eyes, and he was looking down at the score of the Wisconsin game with Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
And then he looked up with a smile, and he's like, yeah, they got the same record as us. We got a chance, like Big Red. We got a chance.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
How about this? Text line and or comment section. Drop your favorite SNL skit on the text line. If you can leave a video link, that'd be great too. Just for fun.
Yeah.
Right? Let's just go through those once you get them in. Let's have the Indiana conversation, Strick.
Oh, man.
Hoosiers still undefeated. They
So
are
disrespectful.
10-0 going into a matchup against Ohio State. And yet, the conversation, not just online, but you see it on TV from all sorts of talking heads, not just SEC affiliated, is, well, what if Indiana loses to Ohio State? Are they still in the playoff? Well, let's put 3-loss Georgia in over them. And I saw a couple different tweets on the...
Rewind.
Thank you.
What'd you just say?
People are literally asking us to put 9-3 Georgia in the playoff ahead of Indiana.
Crazy.
Because of Georgia's strength of schedule. Here's a tweet from someone named WB Rick. It says, in 1 week, the narrative went from Indiana is one of the coolest stories in sports to hope the team we see in the playoff every year beats them by 50 so we can justify putting in a team we see in the playoff every year. Do college football fans even like college football? Was his tweet. Scott Van Pelt had a follow-up. He says, there aren't many good faith discussions here. I want Indiana in it. They've been great, but if they lose, you're not wrong when you say their schedule is bad and they don't have a great win, because they don't. But neither does Texas. We used to have 2 teams not long ago. How do we do that? Somehow now 12 isn't enough. The games will be fun, whatever they are, right? Why would Indiana not be in the playoff? Why would not be in the playoff if they go 11-1?
They should be.
College football should want them in the playoff. I get it. You want the blue bloods for ratings. But the more you expand a tournament like this, Stricky, the more and more you have to look at the college basketball model in the Cinderellas.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, Indiana's a power conference team. Yes, they're in the Big Ten. But it's little old Indiana. No one takes them seriously. And I think we're seeing that on full display, is that it was a cool story for the SEC that, oh, look at cute little Indiana. They're going to be doing their thing. They're just kind of putzing along. And now that Indiana is a threat to keeping the SEC out of an additional playoff spot, we're back to crapping on Indiana instead of celebrating them for how fun they've been.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
It is a major problem. And I think that's what you want to create. There's nothing greater in creating hype, buzz, interest than a storyline. Than this hope.
Yeah.
There's a lot of programs across the country that seen the writing on the wall, and they look at the SEC and the Big Ten, and they look at the dominance that they've had over the course of the last 20 years, 15, whatever you want to say, 15, 20 years. And you tend to get, you tend to feel like Hunger Games. Like the stack is all decked against you. The stack, there, even when you're starting to win, they're going to figure out a way to cheat you to keep you out so that you can't win, right? But what keeps the people engaged and excited and want is the hope that person, when they win. I used to watch a movie, and this movie was called Sutter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. I can't remember exactly what it was called. Oh, I do remember. The Running Man. It was called The Running Man. You should look it up. Arnold Schwarzenegger was he was the lead on it.
Was he the running man?
And so what happened was media, we just talked about that. He did a heroic thing in that he was told, to shoot into a mass of people. I'm not going to give the whole story.
Okay, so I had to look it up.
It's an old school movie. It
was made in 87.
You wasn't born. Yeah.
Guess what year The Running Man was set in? It's set in the future. Guess what year?
Our time now.
2017.
Yeah.
We're already past Running Man.
We passed it. Right? But what's crazy is the technology that they were using in the movie was what they have now in a series, which is what we call deep fakes.
Yeah.
Right? So back then, so I always watch movies because movies tell me what's going to happen, and what they're trying to, either work in or whether they would like it to look like. They'll tell you a little bit about it. And so what happened was he did a heroic thing. He doesn't shoot into the mass. They deep fake him, made him look like he did. They knocked him out. And they had this game called The Running Man. And they send you down this tube into the underground or whatever. And then there's these, what they call gladiators of different kinds. They have different skills, right? And you have to get through the gladiators. But here's the hope. The people were watching, they were betting, they were excited because the farther along this person got. Now they were rooting for the gladiators initially because, they not many people win. But the further along he got, the more they changed and started rooting for him. But if you win, they show you on a beach and they show you you survived and you got the glitz and the glory. You're in the big house, right? That ain't the truth. They faked media because they gave you hope to think that, right?
Right.
That's what I think this does for the college football landscape. When you have teams like in Indiana, now the BCS was a little bit different because your margin shrunk.
There's two teams, there was computer ratings, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
So now you have a chance for these underdogs to pop up. And I still believe that you need to show up to win. I think the balance of it is the prima donna age of the NIL to where guys, I don't think work as hard as the Indiana types, the James Madison types, the
Boise's.
South Dakota State, North Dakota State types. Those guys is working because they're not getting. And I believe talent takes you so far, but work ethic balances the scale. And I think we're going to see that in this landscape of and that's why I'm rooting for Indiana. That's why I'm rooting for them, because it's giving hope to those little teams. Because a lot of little teams used to show up. They used to show up looking like Mike Tyson. About they've already lost in the first round before they even step in the ring. You see it in their eyes. A lot of those teams, but I don't think that's happening.
Hey, we didn't talk about the Mike Tyson fight.
We don't need to because it was
a farce, sham.
Yeah, that part.
Anyways,
he started pulling punches. We ain't gotta go.
Hey,
like that.
factual. Old Dad 34 asked a good question. Say Indiana beats Ohio State. Does Ohio State still make the playoff?
I don't think if Ohio State loses 3 games, I think they should be out.
They only have 1 loss right now.
No. Wait. Who's that? Who's got two?
Georgia.
Losses? Okay.
Georgia's 8-2.
I think if Georgia
Ohio
loses
State is
3,
9-1.
they should be out. They gone. Ghost.
Strength of schedule is a tiebreaker, not a reason to put someone.
That part.
You had your chances.
That part. Same thing with Tennessee.
Same thing with LSU. Same thing with Ole
Same
Miss.
thing. All of them. Bye-bye. Try again next year.
Travis says, okay, let's say Texas A&M.
There's a lot of hypotheticals going on right now, Austin.
Whew. Ain't that the truth? Here's another hypothetical from Travis. New college football playoff rankings coming out tonight, by the way. If Texas A&M, Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss, and Tennessee are all 10-2, and Indiana is 11-1, who gets left out?
Say it again.
Texas A&M, Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss, and Tennessee are 10-2, and Indiana is 11-1. Who gets left out?
Texas A&M's out. They want to put them in because of their following, but they would be out. Tennessee out because Tennessee be doing Penn State like they normally do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had another chance at home and you dropped the ball. I think Miami loses another one, gone. I think Georgia, gone. Ole Miss, gone. I think all of them need to go bye-bye. let somebody in the game, even if that's no. Well, maybe they stay because there's some teams behind them that you got shaky.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think if SMU holds on to 9-1, in. In.
If they win the ACC championship.
Yes, 9-1, or maybe not 9-1, 12-1.
Yeah,
in.
But 11-2 SMU does not get
negative.
in.
Ghost Rider.
Even if they probably should.
Even if they should, no.
11-1.
Miami lose another one.
11-2 BYU should be in.
I think. What? Say it again.
11-2 BYU should be in.
Why?
They have better wins. They beat Boise, or they beat SMU. They beat Kansas State, and didn't just beat Kansas State, beat the brakes off of Kansas State.
And they got somebody else.
They survived Utah, and actually that was a good call by the refs on the holding. We talked about that last week when it popped up. Yeah, refs got that call right.
Dang,
so BYU,
that loss to
BYU
Kansas
goes on the road to Arizona State and then hosts Houston to end
at home, bro.
But if you bounce back, you beat Arizona State on the road, and then you're Big 12 champs or Big 12 runners up.
No.
I still put BYU in. I'd rather see 2-loss BYU.
Kansas, that game against SMU's looking better. The rest of them garbage. Baylor, terrible. Oklahoma State, garbage. Arizona,
look at Colorado's
terrible.
schedule.
UCF, garbage. Utah, boo. Kansas, you took an L at home. Out.
Let's look at Colorado's schedule here, Stricky.
Ellie, I wish you could see Ellie's face right now. Out. I'll do it for her.
The only team in the top half of the Big 12 that Colorado's played is Kansas State.
Who said they was in?
They're the next team up after BYU right now.
Both of them out.
You want no Big 12 champ in?
The champ gets in. The champ is here. The champ is in. The champ is in.
Not today, though.
You know what?
Okay. What?
Okay.
What?
I see.
Yeah.
I see. All right. I got to bring out the hat tomorrow or Thursday.
You got to bring it up.
I ain't gonna bring out the hat Thursday.
You got the Husker fist up
I'm
there.
out.
Birthday. That's right. Ellie, you are playing on Thursday then.
Yes,
that's
Ellie.
what this means. So get hyped. Get ready.
Ellie.
Get ready. Her head is
Ellie.
buried in her
Ellie.
hands right now.
I'm rooting for Ellie.
Notre Dame beats Virginia. Alabama beats Mercer. Honestly, Alabama's so up and down. They are a playoff wild card. Like, Strick, I could see Alabama losing or missing the playoff entirely. I could see them losing in the first round. But if Bama wins a game in the playoff, I think they make it at least to the Final Four. At least. They're such a wild card to me.
They are. It's so hit or miss with them. But the crazy thing is, who is actually going to play in the SEC championship? Talk to me. Who do you think it's going to be?
Man.
402-464-5685. Out of everything we just talked about right now, who actually do you envision making it? Because I think it's worse off. I think the two teams in the championship should get in, regardless of what their situation is, right?
Okay, so it's going to be probably either Texas or Texas A&M. Both of those two teams only have one loss right now, but they play each other in the last week of the season. So whichever one of those teams wins that game should be in the SEC championship game.
And
so
they should be in. The loser should be in also.
Yes, I'm
regardless.
with you.
Okay.
Then it comes down to who avoids another loss and how do the tiebreakers work out. It's between Georgia, Tennessee, Bama, and Ole Miss.
Georgia has the top on that, right?
Georgia has tiebreaker over Tennessee.
Over Tennessee.
Alabama has tiebreaker over Georgia.
And then Ole Miss has it over Georgia. So Georgia's the odd man out. Georgia's the odd man out right now, looking like.
Yeah.
Tennessee may squeak.
Ole Miss has Florida and Mississippi State remaining. Florida's in the swamp. That game got interesting because of how last week went.
Yeah.
You know, Ole Miss doesn't exactly have it easy. Tennessee has like UTEP and Vandy.
Ole Miss be Penn State in two. They'll mess around and show up, and then all of a sudden they'll trick it off.
Georgia has UMass and Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech might get them though. I hope they don't make it. I hope they don't make this hard.
Alabama has Oklahoma and Auburn.
Auburn's trash. And I hate to say that because
games in Tuscaloosa too.
Yeah, trash. Who else?
Oklahoma this weekend.
Hey, trash. Oklahoma's sick right now. Did you know your boy saw it on the
shout
wall?
out Brent Venables, though. Like, it's not been a good year for him in terms of expectations on the field. His wife's been dealing with cancer, too. He just announced that. So Oklahoma football has not been good, but thoughts, prayers, good vibes, all that headed down to Norman for the
your boy
Venables
started
family.
writing on the wall.
Oh, Lincoln Riley?
But now
Yes.
he's getting karmic returns because they're trash. And they beat us. That tells
Isn't that the worst part?
Golly. They're trash. They're trash to me. And I hate to say that, but they are. Okay.
Mississippi Mud Dog says, why can't we just have the computer rankings like old school BCS style and then pick the playoff based on their rankings? Hey, guess what? The committee actually looks at all these numbers. Computers are still involved. Metrics and rankings are still involved, but it's not just what the BCS was. It was a composite of all sorts of different rankings. And I'm just going to throw this out here because I know there are people that are going to be like, oh, why the numbers this, the numbers that, the numbers whatever. The numbers are also human because no two of these systems are weighted the same. So
that's the part that you don't see, the fine print.
It's what they don't tell you.
The weight.
Because a person came up with these formulas.
Yeah.
A person
Yeah.
determined how to weight them.
We need to send that to Chad GPT.
Hey,
or
Chat GPT, predict the SEC championship game.
we need to send that to Chad.
Let's do this right now.
Chad GPT has to say. Hey, matter of fact, Shishi.com. We need to figure out what Shishi.com says.
Let's see here. Can I start now on my desktop?
What's Shishi.com has to say about this also?
Shishi.com thinks that everybody should stop getting on Shishi and let Shishi live her life.
Shishi wants to get involved.
Shishi doesn't want any part of this. Shishi just wants to run the board and live her life. And
ChatGPT is stupid. Never rely on it. Based on recent performance, depth, and overall talent, Georgia and Alabama would be the most likely teams to meet in the 2024 SEC championship game.
Ooh.
Georgia's dominance in the East and Alabama's consistency in the West make them the favorites, but LSU and Tennessee could provide significant challenges depending on how the season plays out.
ChatGPT.
This is some week one stuff from ChatGPT. Catch up, bro.
ChatGPT was on the phone with the SEC committee like, yeah, we need what draft we need to put in this one. Yeah,
more like Chat SEC.
So ChatGPT got to work and figured it out.
ChatGPT more like Chat SEC. Am I right or am I right?
We're gonna see. It's gonna be mayhem the next couple of weeks, bro. Watch out what refs and watch out what controversial calls is coming out. ChatGPT just told a secret on y'all.
So Travis, to answer your question, it'd be very hard for both Texas and Texas A&M to be 10-2. That's just not really on the table. One of them will be 11-2. One of them will be 12-1, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's most likely that one's 12-1, one's 11-2, rather than either of them dropping to 10-3 with a loss in the SEC championship game. So there's a lot there. Point being, Indiana deserves to be in. We'll see if Kansas can continue playing spoiler, and LSU, thanks for playing. You biffed it. It was a good run. Brian Kelly can't break through at Notre Dame or at LSU, apparently. So some funny stuff there. Let's go to break. Let's talk some NFL football, including some more mess in the Meadowlands. My Colts got rid of a GM. We'll talk about the Jets, how big a mess they are, when we get back.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Have you been told by your physician that your testosterone level is fine, but you don't feel fine? Get a second opinion. If your testosterone level is 200, 350, even 500, and you still have symptoms, come to Limitless Male. We treat the person and the symptoms, not the number. Our mission is for you to feel optimal again. So if you're tired all the time, no energy, brain fog, muscle loss, nothing left in the tank, get your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
There are moments in life, surrounded by family and friends, when you realize this is what it's all about. For 65 years, the Riddles family has been creating jewelry to capture these precious moments. crafting one memory at a time to last forever. Now, join them in celebrating Riddle's Jewelry's 65th anniversary with incredible savings. Enjoy up to 30% off engagement rings. And for a limited time, save up to an additional $700 on your ring purchase. At Riddle's, they're more than jewelry. They're here to help you create moments that truly sparkle, surrounded by the people who matter most. Family owned. Today, tomorrow, forever. Riddle's Jewelry.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check.
Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
When he stops the game-winning goal with his nose. When your hand accidentally becomes the pot holder. When her bike takes her off-road and onto the sidewalk. That's where we come in. Walk into CHI Health Clinic Priority Care 7 days a week for urgent and minor care at primary care rates. Getting you back to better health is our priority. Find your location at chihealth.com/prioritycare.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Davis Plumbing is a locally owned company specializing in a wide range of plumbing services for both commercial and residential customers. Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and has a team of experienced plumbers ready to help you with any project, big or small. Customer satisfaction and peace of mind is their number one priority. So for any commercial or residential project, give Davis Plumbing a call today at 402-525-6922. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Are you a veteran looking for a new companion animal? A dog, a cat, or maybe something else? The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs Vets Get Pets program can cover up to $350 of your pet adoption fees. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/vetsgetpets to learn more about program requirements and how to apply. Want to help support the program? Get your Vets Get Pets specialty license plates from the Nebraska DMV. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to On the Block. Strick and Austin Orman with Ellie on the board. It is 2 more segments left in the show today. Thank you guys for joining us today on the block and hanging out with us a little bit. On top of that, we appreciate you guys' interaction as, my partner over here consistently be capping. and making up stuff.
Why'd you say that about Cluster? He's not even here to defend himself. Dang. Oh, you're too
There
tight.
it is. There it is. Great last segment. We're going to talk NFL Rewind. Weekend Rewind today is some interesting storylines and some things that happened and occurred over the weekend. Top tier teams were playing. Top of the standings teams were playing. You obviously had the game against the Commanders and the Eagles. Ended up being a pretty good game, an 8-point win there. Saquon Barkley goes absolutely buck wild. 26 carries for 146, and Jalen Hurts just managed everything, made the right plays, made the right calls, and got the job done. Ultimately, what it came down to, this one seemed to me that it just came down to being a home game and an away game. I mean, just the home team just happened to do what they needed to do to get the win.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Nothing crazy there. Moving on down, we talk about this one. This is a key one because this was a huge matchup. Kansas City's been rolling. Kansas City has just been taking out anything and all things that stepped into their pathway. It's just been moving them around like Debo moved around Chris Tucker and Ice Cube and Friday. And was taking chains and taking names. That's how they was doing business. But there's something about that guy on the other side named Josh. There's something about him that it seemed to me that he's been tired of being sick and tired of being the one that is unable to get it done against Mahomes and the Chiefs. Everybody's talking about Burrow and what Burrow's able to do and get it done.
Burrow had
them.
this, that,
you know what I mean? And I think he heard, he got the memo and they was able to take them out. What was it that you saw in that game that gave you a little bit of promise of the potential of what the Bills are? We're going to ask probably Jay. If Jay gets in here, we're going to ask him too. But what did you see in that game that gave you something that, just a spark that maybe they can do something this year?
Jay won't be in. We got Takedown Tuesdays and teammates timeout. So we'll keep talking amongst ourselves. I mean, Josh Allen played really well, right? Josh Allen was probably the best player on the field. Only one touchdown and one pick through the air, but 55 yards on the ground. The 26-yard run was a big one for Buffalo. And a lot of different weapons, right? Khalil Shakir, Curtis Samuel, Amari Cooper showed up. Dawson Knox was here and there. The Chiefs shut down James Cook. Right? That's been a big part of Buffalo's success offensively. But what we saw out of Josh Allen, Strick, is what we haven't seen out of, say, Lamar Jackson in the playoffs or Tua Tagovailoa. They weren't the best player on the field and didn't elevate their teams beyond. Now, that being said, we've seen Buffalo win the regular season matchups before. This isn't that surprising, right? Kansas City was probably due for a loss. They've been teetering on the edge a little bit. 2 interceptions from Mahomes, including one with about a minute and change to go. So Kansas City's been living life on the edge. Buffalo's also a really good team. You credit them for the win. Buffalo did everything it needed to. I mean, Josh Allen was that dude. But this doesn't mean anything for Buffalo, right? Yeah, maybe it helps them down the line if they keep pace with the Chiefs and knock a game off their deficit for the overall AFC 1 seed. But right now, it's just, okay, cool, slight pat on the back, nothing more. Because for the Bills, the regular season isn't the test. I have no questions about the Bills' abilities, to win games in the regular season. Can you beat this same team in January? That's really what it comes down to. And I think Josh Allen, I mean, obviously he's beat the Chiefs a few times already, but he needs to do this in the playoffs now. Someone's got to do it to take down Kansas City. No one has done it yet. That's going to be the real test for Josh Allen.
There it is. I'm going to talk about this one only because it's local. It's not local, but it's regional. And the game between the Denver Broncos and the Falcons, obviously both teams were, didn't fare very well. Broncos got off to a bad start, and they've lost against teams that are better than them, but closely. They played well, just came up short. Teams that are at the top echelon of the standings just came up short. Went on the road, got a couple, and then you just seen a big roller coaster ride there, losing to the Ravens. Both of these on the road, losing to the Chiefs, but the Chiefs they skated by the hair of their chinny chin chin. And then that's a game to me that they're probably the better team than the Falcons, and they end up pulling it out and getting the win in that game. Where do they go from here? Is this Broncos team, Austin, a playoff team, or do they peter out and they're on the downslope of the roller coaster ride?
The Broncos right now have an inside track to a playoff spot. If you look at the AFC standings right now, they're in the 7 seed. They're a game up on Indianapolis and a game and a half up on the Miami Dolphins right now, I believe is how that would work. The Broncos are playing better, Strick. Bo Nix looks so much more comfortable now than he did to begin the year. He was putting up some historically inefficient stat lines is what he was doing. Captain check down this, get it out quick, that. He's not exactly bombing it downfield right now, but Sean Payton has slowly but steadily introduced the intermediate passes and some downfield shots to his repertoire. If you look at what Denver has done, as I pull up the AFC West standings here, they sit still third in the division. They're a game and a half behind the Chargers and 3.5 behind the Chiefs. But that defense is legit, right? We talk about how good Kansas City's defense has been. In one fewer game play, the Chiefs have allowed only 8 more points than the Broncos have. Chargers probably have the best defense in that division, at least by total points right now. They've only allowed 145 points. But it's the Denver offense that's really ticked up. 235 points here through the first 11 games, second only to the Chiefs in that division. Denver's not a juggernaut, but given where that franchise has been recently, Bo Nix looking not just competent, but looking poised, calm, and in control with the defense, with a couple, stud playmakers on that side of the ball. Denver looks a part of a playoff team right now.
I'm gonna shoot to this one just because it's not gonna be. You talk about Doodoo Brown and rivalry in state. Texas goes into Jerry's world and beats the tar off of them, taking another L once again. That's 0-5 at home, Austin.
Oof.
Like,
woof. And the stadium's falling apart. Last week it was the sun in their eyes, and now the dome's trying to be opened up, and it's falling on people.
It's caving in. It's a house of cards, it looks like. Maybe it's time. I know Jerry's looking quite elderly right now. He's looking kind of old.
You getting involved?
Negative Ghost Rider. I don't want no parts of that that debacle that's going on right there. They need
But it wouldn't be a
a
debacle with you in charge, Stricky.
No.
Needs new leadership. Go get it.
Negative.
Go get it.
Let's move on to the next one. How do you feel about what's happening with the 49ers right now? Big win, big final drive lead by Geno Smith, getting it done and winning the game basically with like 15 seconds left in the game.
San Francisco right now, Strick, is at the bottom of the NFC West. Granted, they're 5-5. Everyone in the division is either 6-4 or 5-5. It's actually the Cardinals with the lead right now at 6-4, but the Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers are all sitting at 5-5. San Francisco has scored the most points of that group and allowed the fewest. They have the best point differential, but here's the thing. They don't have tiebreakers with that loss to Seattle and with a loss earlier in the year to the Rams. Right now, San Francisco's
it's uphill. It is like trudging uphill with no shoes on, with no hiking boots.
No staff, no cane, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey present, accounted for, available. Brock Purdy, I think we're in an actual pretty good spot with him right now. Not overhyped, not underhyped. But Strick, if you look at Arizona's schedule, they've already played the Bills. They've already played the Lions, the Commanders. They did beat the 49ers already. They've played the Packers as well. The rest of their schedule for Arizona, 2 games against the Seahawks coming up within the next month. They do get the Rams and the 49ers again as well to end the year. Game at the Vikings is going to be tough, but they also have the Patriots and the Panthers remaining on their schedule. I'm not going to say Arizona's going to coast. They can't, right? They're only a game up, and they still have plenty of tricky games on their schedule. But I like Arizona's schedule more than I do the 49ers. They still have the Packers, the Bills, the Rams, the Lions, and then at the Cardinals, right? Yeah. That's a pretty tough run for San Francisco to close. I would be shocked if San Francisco found a way to miss the playoffs entirely. But San Francisco has a long climb if it wants to be even the 3 seed in the conference.
Last thing, look at these 3 teams, rate them accordingly. One, how do you feel about Will Levis's play? Just short. How do you feel about how he's been leading the Vikings at this point? Are you? Well, no. Let me leave that, and then you can address it later.
You said Will Levis and the Vikings.
I mean, I'm sorry, Tennessee.
Okay.
Is he about done? I'm sorry. Is he about done? It's like if you think they're ready to give up on Will Levis at this point?
I don't know. Like, he's a big play waiting to happen. You just don't know who the big play is going to be for. I don't think that's a great roster, right? Tony Pollard has not been what they thought he was going to be in a feature role coming from Dallas. Tyjae Spears is okay. Calvin Ridley, not worth the contract right now. Tyler Boyd, probably not worth the contract right now. He needs some help. He needs more pieces around him. It's an okay defense, not a great defense for my money. I don't think Will Levis is all of the problems, but he's also not elevating the team right now.
Right.
They can't afford to Daniel Jones him.
Here's why. This is why I got mixed up, because I wanted to talk about the Vikings.
Yeah.
There's these 3 teams. Rank them accordingly based on how you feel about them. 1, the Lions, the Vikings, and the Steelers after what they were able to do against the Ravens. How do you view those 3 teams and where they would fare, and who has the team you think is more sustainable to really make the push?
Clear number 1 is Detroit. Clear number 1. They are Super Bowl favorites right now. According to, I don't know if it's all the books in Vegas, but at least a couple books have the Detroit Lions
as
the
crazy?
Super Bowl favorite. The Detroit Lions.
It's crazy, right?
As Super Bowl favorites, the Lions don't even know what a Super Bowl is.
Right.
They're the favorites, but I love them. They're playing really well right now. They deserve it. When you look at the Steelers and you look at the Vikings, I still don't know how Kevin O'Connell is making it work as well as he is with Sam Darnold, but he is. Russell Wilson did not play well against Baltimore. That's a really good team there as well. Forced him to a lot of out-of-system stuff. I saw some stats, Strick. Basically, Russell Wilson inside of 3 seconds release time and Russell Wilson after 3 seconds. 2 completely different players. I trust Mike Tomlin, the coach, more than I do Kevin O'Connell. It's not really a question. I trust the Pittsburgh defense. I think it's the better unit of any of the 4 or 6 units on either of those teams right now.
Yeah.
But man, that AFC North, that AFC playoff picture, so I maybe it's because I came into the year not buying the Steelers. Maybe I thought it was going to be an uphill climb for them. We're 10 weeks in, 11 weeks in, whatever we are now. I probably got to get rid of my priors and take teams for what they are. Pittsburgh's really good. Pittsburgh keeps finding a way to win. I don't know why. Something in my gut. Maybe it's Justin Jefferson. Maybe it's the fact that Aaron Jones is on my fantasy team. I would probably go. It has to be Lions at 1. Then I would take the Vikings, but not by more than like a quarter of the width of a hair over the Steelers. But it's really close between those two. And if you would have asked me that before the year,
disagree with you.
Yeah, AD would absolutely agree with me. Cubsker says Super Bowl or bust for the Steelers. Oh boy, they found a way to win against Baltimore. They got some work to do, like all sorts of other teams.
There it is. Yeah. And we're going to get out of here. And thank you guys again for joining us, as well as tapping in on the Sauter Heyman text line and the stream. We appreciate you guys, because without you, none of this would be possible. But it's time to cross it over with Old School. And DP is in the building. Jay is on the road. So we're going to get with them right after this. 2, 3, 4 minutes. We'll be back. 93.7 Ticket.
Follow Austin, Strick, and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop. Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol. You really think so? No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Midwest Bank is hosting our annual Thanksgiving food drive, partnering with local Lincoln schools to provide Thanksgiving dinners to families in need. We hope to provide meals for more than 120 families in our community this year. You can help by dropping off a donation at either Midwest Bank location, 7001 Pioneers Boulevard or 2655 Jamie Lane. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Is your phone system holding you back? We know how important smooth, reliable communication is for your success. Whether your team is working from the office or on the go, you need a phone system that keeps up with your busy day. At Hamilton, we offer business phone systems that adapt to your needs, making every call clear and every connection simple. Upgrade to a Hamilton business phone system where advanced features meet unmatched reliability. Are you ready to transform how you communicate? Better phones, better business. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Davis Plumbing is a locally owned company specializing in a wide range of plumbing services for both commercial and residential customers. Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and has a team of experienced plumbers ready to help you with any project, big or small. Customer satisfaction and peace of mind is their number one priority. So for any commercial or residential project, give Davis Plumbing a call today at 402-525-6922. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here one final time during On the Block. We're not going to be here long because we got Takedown Tuesdays and the Teammate Timeout coming up here in the next couple of hours. Austin, Strick, DP, welcome in, boss man.
What's good? What's good?
What's good? Good weekend of football.
Yeah. And you got to see a pretty good ticket over the weekend as well, man. John Jones.
Yeah, man. Great
ticket.
Man, what a great card.
Yeah.
Great before we forget sometimes to give
how amazing he is.
That
we forget.
Like he's never been beaten.
No.
He was given a loss, but he's never been beaten. And to transcend time, era. I mean, this dude was champion for
since he was 21. Since he was 21, yeah.
Right. Like you got it. Like you go, wait a minute. This dude's been in it for a minute, and he's taking challenges, and he's got another couple of big challenges in play. Eventually it catches up.
Who you want to see? Him and Pereira?
I really want to see him and Pereira. Everybody wants Aspinall, but Aspinall, I'm disinterested.
Yeah. I don't think.
Like,
I don't even think pay-per-view's interested really.
I mean, well, there are people who are asking for it, so I get it. Okay, fine. But to me, I don't know enough about him to care. And he was in the room taking pictures. We were hanging out, and dude, stole a meatball off my plate. It was like, okay, all right, you the champ. I can't be mad.
Yeah.
But
you can be mad. Just won't be able to do much about it.
I would no. I would do something about it way before I got mad. I work the inverse.
Fair enough.
I know that about me. Handle and then work out the emotion.
No doubt. Quick insight. I asked Austin this question, prior to the segment just before this, and there are 3 teams I'm going to throw at you.
Okay.
I'm not going to put yours in there because I know you'd probably talk through the next show because
they're
would go deep.
They're the number 4 team in the NFC, so that's where I am with that.
Okay. So here's the thing. Rank them accordingly about where do you think they would continue on this pathway towards a Super Bowl. These 3 teams. 1, the Vikings. 2, the Lions. And 3, the Steelers.
The part about the latter 2 is that I'm not sure that Goff can continue to play at the level that he's playing at. Now, maybe this is his new level, right? Maybe Goff is a 27-4 guy. I'm not sure. I haven't married the talent around them, but they play really well together. So I'm not mad at them, and I think the coach steals points. But I also think he could cost them points in critical mass, but that's okay. The Steelers are
so you rank them 1.
They're the most likely because they're in the NFC.
Okay.
Simply because they're in the NFC, and I just think that the Niners are playing down. The Eagles still are going to have a battle. Yeah, they're still going to have a battle with Washington to figure out what they're going to do. Don't know if they can get healthy. Health matters. So in all of this. But the thing about the Steelers is that the sneakiness of being able to play the way that they play, they defend everybody well. And then which version of Russell Wilson exists? Throwing to those receivers, when with that running game, wait a minute. If you asked me that 3 years ago that Russell Wilson was playing with Tomlin, I'm all in. I'm all in. And if the Chiefs don't exist as we think, they have no Buffalo Bills fear. Like, they don't fear the Bills. And I don't think they fear the Ravens now. So they're the most dangerous team of the bunch.
Okay.
They're the most dangerous because we have the fewest answers about them. We kind of know what the Lions are. I'm not sure we know who Pittsburgh is.
Okay.
Like, I would ask AD that, but I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. But if you ask me today to rank them, I'd still rank them above Buffalo.
Okay.
I'd still rank them above Buffalo. That in a face head-to-head, I think I would take Pittsburgh over Buffalo and KC this week. If they were playing Sunday, yeah.
And so the Vikings, real quick.
Still too many questions about usage, and I'm not of the 3 quarterbacks. He's the one that I have the most questions about in critical time.
No doubt.
So that's just a quarter. Like, we know that December and January is about quarterbacks, quarterbacks and coaches, and I'm cool.
3 cold weather teams, 2 of them playing a dome, 1 doesn't. So,
yeah, and I mean that matters.
It does.
That matters.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Steelers don't care.
Nor should they.
Right? Don't care. Buffalo doesn't care. KC doesn't care.
Nor should they. We got to get out of here. We got wrestlers sitting out there. It's going to be a fun one.
Oh, this is a good one, man.
Then teammates timeout.
Silas Allred and Lenny Pinto.
Woo! Takedown Tuesdays next on the ticket.
Let's get it.
When he stops the game-winning goal with his nose. When your hand accidentally becomes the pot holder. When her bike takes her off-road and onto the sidewalk. That's where we come in. Walk into CHI Health Clinic Priority Care 7 days a week for urgent and minor care at primary care rates. Getting you back to better health is our priority. Find your location at chihealth.com/priority care.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention